Get ready to hear the truth about America on a show that's not immune to the facts with your host, Dan Bongino.
Welcome to the Dan Bongino Show. As always, today's show brought to you by ExpressVPN. Protect your online data today with a VPN. Go to expressvpn.com/Bongino. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a special surprise for you today. Many of you watched my Friday morning show, so you know I then bounced right up to Attila's gym in New Jersey, and I'm headed to North Carolina afterwards to support a couple businesses that have been attacked for the sin, air quotes, of opening up to feed their families. Got a couple sponsors want to get in, then we'll get right to the footage in New Jersey. Take a short break. You'll see us again through the magic of television down in North Carolina. Then we'll wrap it up. You're going to love this show. There's so much in here. Folks, now more than ever, maintaining a healthy diet and immune system is vital. That's why we take Field of Greens, me and my wife both, from Brickhouse Nutrition. There's something special about Field of Greens. It's a real superfood. It's not some cheap extract garbage stuff. It's a real deal. You can tell by looking at the back. What does it say on the back? It says nutrition facts. Why does that matter? Because it doesn't say supplement facts. It's not a supplement. This is real food. This is healthy, high quality, nutritious, life-enhancing for me. It's made my life so much better, energy-wise, my immune system. I feel so much better when I take Field of Greens. One scoop of Field of Greens has a full serving of USDA organic fruits and vegetables, which will power you with clean energy that fuels a healthier and happier lifestyle. Me and Paula swear by it. I take it in green tea, sometimes tomato juice. Paula mixes it in everything. Go to brickhousenutrition.com/Dan and get 15% off your first order with promo code Dan today. That's brickhousenutrition.com/Dan. Go today. They have another flavor, a berry flavor too, that's delicious. I like that. Paula likes the greens, the regular Field of Greens. Again, that's brickhousenutrition.com/Dan. Use promo code Dan. Pick it up today. Today's show also brought to you by, and it's going to come in very handy today, our friends at Raycon. I'd be lost without Raycon. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody needs a high-quality set of wireless earbuds. These are the best in the business, Raycon. We love Raycon. They work. They fit perfectly in my ear. They don't fall out. They don't have any stems that you can see. These things are fantastic, and I get a whole bunch of life out of them. The sound is terrific. Everyone needs a good pair of them. Check out the wireless earbuds from Raycon. You already know Raycon earbuds start at about half the price of any other premium wireless earbuds on the market. They sound as amazing as the other top audio brands you know. I think they sound better. Their newest model, the Everyday E25 earbuds, are the best ones yet, with 6 hours of playtime. Just like that, folks. Pop them right in. They never fall out of my ear. They sound absolutely amazing. Seamless Bluetooth pairing, more bass, compact design gives you a nice noise-isolating fit. Raycon's wireless earbuds are so comfortable, perfect for conference calls or binging podcasts. Unlike some of your other wireless options, Raycon earbuds are both stylish and discreet. There's no dangling wires or stems to distract anyone during video calls. They just fit right in your ear perfectly. The company was co-founded by Ray J, and people are obsessed with Raycons. Now's the time to get the latest and greatest from Raycon. Get a 15% off your order. Get 15% off today. Go to buyraycon, RAYCON.com/Bongino. Don't wait. These are really terrific. That's buyraycon.com/Bongino for 15% off Raycon wireless earbuds. Buyraycon.com/Bongino. Now, through the magic of television, you will see me up in New Jersey. Isn't that great? I'll be back for a break in a minute. Don't go anywhere. All right, welcome to the Dan Bongino Show. I am up here in Belmar, New Jersey, and before we get started, I got to give our traditional Friday, although you'll be seeing this on Saturday Open. Producer Joe, the audience can see you in person. What day is it?
Well, it really is. It's Friday! Yeah.
In his worst 1960s game show voice, as I always say, you never get to see Producer Joe in person. What am I doing up here in Belmar? I'm here with these two Patriots, these two heroes, Ian and Frank, owners of Attila's Gym. These guys, folks, have been with it from the beginning. I love these guys. They've been subjected to a ridiculous, unconstitutional order trying to shut down their business. These guys have to feed their kids. This is a reputable, strong, local business. I came in here today. They had some of the best safety measures I've seen. Sanitizer, temperature checks at the door, only members allowed in. So guys, Frank or Ian, whoever wants to start, one, thank you for everything you're doing, fighting back. I understand we're here in violation of a local order. Tell us what happened to you. Tell us what you're doing to fight back.
Well, first of all, thank you for coming.
Brother.
Thank you. It's awesome to have you here.
Happy to work. That's why I'm all sweaty. I worked out a little, right?
Yeah.
I'm not messing around.
Yeah.
So.
Hit it quick.
Yeah.
We were worried about you getting hurt.
Hell no.
So, we opened up on May 18th, which was 2 months into the shutdown. About 6 weeks in, Frank and I made the decision that we were going to open, and we put together a comprehensive 15-point safety protocol. And we opened very publicly. We didn't do it to try to blindside anybody. We went to the local township, we went to the police department, we went on national news, and we put forth a plan hoping that government would step up and want to talk about it, because there was no program in place, and the way we were seeing it is it was turning political, and we wanted to put forth a program that not only our gym could follow, but any small business, because there was no need to have all of this collateral damage occurring from these oppressive shutdowns, and it was a gross violation of our constitutional rights. So there was no solution, so Frank and I provided one. And we've been punished every step along the way. We're up to 24 or 26 citations between Frank and I, 2 arrests. We've had a member get arrested. We've had 9 members be cited. We have a health department shutdown. We have a court order shutdown. Health department official has never stepped foot inside of our building before that shutdown. We have a violation of contempt of court order. We lost our business license. You name it. Governor Murphy has thrown pretty much everything he can at us to stop us, but he has not yet reached out once to talk about the program that we've put in place.
Has anybody asked you guys for your actual input? Like, I noticed a local news story I put out on my show from the local Fox affiliate where they said there was a vote in the city council or the town council 5-1 against you guys to revoke your business license. Now, I'm assuming because they're politicians that work for the people, you guys had the opportunity to speak and make your case, right?
We did not speak there only because we would be able to possibly incriminate ourselves. Actually, with the town council actually calling that meeting, they actually went out of line of where they should have, because we have so many summons in the local jurisdiction that they actually should have.
Up on the mic a little bit more.
They should have waited to actually file for that meeting until after we were found guilty of any summonses. We have so many summonses in the actual town here itself that if we were found guilty, then they would legally be able to, say, have that meeting and take away our business license. Instead, we believe the pressure of Governor Murphy, he mandated, hey, you guys need to do something here. We can't do anything up here. You got to do something. So they had a meeting, and we knew ahead of time that we were losing it, that they were going to take it. And bottom line is, First Amendment of the Constitution says I don't need a business license. They can't interfere with commerce. So they're going to get sued for that.
Well, what can happen to you now that they've... Now, wait, question number 1 first. Do you think that decision by the council that revoked your business license for daring to open up your business safely, and I use that, I'm obviously being sarcastic, but do you think that decision was preordained before you even got in there?
Absolutely.
100%.
So there was nothing anybody was going to say that was going to stop them from trying to shut you guys down?
Not in any way whatsoever.
We were told 100% what the vote was, and it was exactly as what we were told. When we were at the meeting, the council put forth 0 evidence that would show that we pose any threat to the general public. The only assertion that they took was that we broke the law, but we haven't been convicted of any crimes yet. And like Frank said, we couldn't speak on our own behalf because those are still open charges. So we were essentially guilty until proven innocent, and that was their justification as to why we were a threat to the public. Our lawyer asked for them to present some type of evidence that would show that our facility poses any more of a threat to the public safety than any other facility. And he requested that several times, and they didn't have that evidence, nor would they stay the decision a week to present that evidence. So they were asked to back up their claims, and they essentially just said, we're going to move to a vote, and they voted 5-1. They didn't let the public speak. It was 100%, just political warfare.
So let me ask you this. Given all the taxpayer dollars that are being wasted, city council, town council time, police hours, they've probably wasted hundreds of thousands of dollars coming after you. I would assume, and I'm being quite sarcastic, but you'll get the point, you guys must have had hundreds of infections out of you. There was a reason for all that.
No,
How many exactly have you had?
We have none. We have actually, as of last night, we have had 20,030 visits through here since June 16th without a single infection. And actually, we have...
Wait, we're not so 0.
With 0.
So
as in a donut.
0.
Okay, wow, that's really on top kind of amazing.
On top of what our lawyer asked for the council, from the council and the township, we have actually specifically, I have asked out loud in the media for Governor Murphy if he wants us to shut down, to please show us the data and science that actually shows that our gym, other gyms, that indoor dining, that movie theaters are dangerous. And then not only that, but then show me the science that you have and the data that proves that the places that you have opened up are safer than here. And the one in particular that I actually like to bring up to him is that he says indoor spaces are bad. They're confined spaces with no air circulation, no ventilation, okay? Then why is New Jersey Transit buses that ride in at 100%? A New Jersey Transit bus is 40 foot long, 102 inches wide. That is 340 square feet. They're allowed to be active at 100% capacity. That means they're allowed to have 60 passengers and 1 driver. They do nothing for contact tracing in any way whatsoever. They have to wear face masks. They don't know if anybody's sick. They don't do anything. When somebody gets on the bus, they touch every seat on the way back. Nobody is disinfecting. They get off the bus, the next person gets on. But yet, that is considered safe. Show me that science, and I'll shut down my gym. If you can't show me that science and data, then I am not shutting down my gym. I'm in the fight to the end unless you can show me that science and data, because if not, that means that all of the decisions you have made are because you want to pick and choose because you're a power-hungry dictator.
Do you guys have decent lawyers working on this for you? Because I don't see what kind of case they have against you at this point if they can't go to court and provide any meat on the bone of their case. If you've had no known infections, but you have good legal support on this?
We do, and moving forward, or what has happened so far is they've kept us on the defensive because they, again, on the taxpayer's dollar, he throws everything he can at us. He threw the health department at us. He threw the local police. He threw the county police at us, the sheriffs. So he's kept us on the defensive. But now what we're doing moving forward in court is asking him to provide that evidence that we're talking about. So we're demanding that if you're going to shut us down, show us why the health department shut us down. Because again, they never stepped foot inside the building. But it's one of these things where they try to beat you before you get to round 12. It's your classic David versus Goliath, big guy versus little guy scenario. They want to exhaust you. They want to financially bankrupt you.
Quit.
They want to make you quit because they know that if we get to round 12, if we get in front of the high federal courts that actually respect the Constitution, that our constitutional arguments are going to destroy everything that they've done. But their objective is to beat you before you get there. So it's a 12-round fight for us. We'll lose every single battle.
And we know that the system is rigged against us.
And it is.
We're prepared to lose every battle along the way, and we only have to win the final battle to win the war. It's that simple.
We haven't even been heard by a judge yet.
Yeah, well, that's kind of shocking considering everything that's happened to you. But how's the community, the locals? Because I'll tell you, when I announced I was coming up here to knock out some deadlifts, that's why I'm all gooey right now. My email box, I probably got 500 emails. And I'm serious, no matter what I talk about. If I said, like, hey, school kids, you want homework? You'll always get one kid that says yes on an email. All 500 plus were unanimous. Like, the country is totally behind you guys. How's the local community? And one more follow-up. How are they? But I'm guessing the answers are behind you. Why are these local politicians then not receptive to that?
Initially, we had a lot more support initially than we ever thought. But the longer this goes on, the more it grows. We had our original sort of group of people who were with us from day one. And then you had the people who were kind of neutral or unaware of the story. And then you had the people against us who thought we should stay shut down. Everybody who wasn't paying attention or didn't care about the story is now on our side. And even people who were originally against us are coming into a guy came in yesterday, bought a t-shirt and said, hey, listen, at the beginning of this, I thought you and Frank were assholes. He's like, I disagree with you. And the only reason I followed the story was because you guys pissed me off. And he said, now I'm here buying a shirt because I see what's going on and it's BS. And I want to support you guys. And I wanted to tell you that I'm sorry. And you guys are right. So the support is growing, whether it's locally, nationally. I mean, we got people calling from out of the country at this point. So we know that we're in the right, and we know that we just need to continue on, and expose them for what they really are. And it's power-hungry politics. Unfortunately, we haven't had a lot of support from local politicians.
Bottom line, the biggest thing to understand in sport is we did it for the right reasons. They asked for 2 weeks. Initially, we gave them 2 months. They didn't have a plan. We had a plan. Okay, we went forth with that plan. Forget the 14 days. Now it's day 151.
So initially, you guys were down with it. You understood. Like,
no,
all right.
No. Honestly, no.
Well,
no, actually,
we weren't happy about it.
From day one, I believe we were allowed to be open based on the wording and the verbiage.
I'm with you.
Executive Order 1047-C said that all gyms had to close to the public, remain closed to the public. Public means all members of a country or community. We don't let members of the public in. We have memberships. Once you pay for a membership, you're private. Actually, you separate yourself from the.
And you had your sanitation measures in place right away.
Right. Well, we did. We spent 9 weeks preparing for that. To be CDC
spraying
compliant.
the place down.
Everything was done. So we were CDC compliant and ready to go with all, and we put that out there. But the reason we started working so early, and a lot of people didn't, they sat around, is that at the beginning everybody was worried about the virus, and you give them that point. Okay, nobody knows what's going on, but when they ask you for 2 weeks, and 11 days later on March 27th, they passed a stimulus bill where they're going to give $2.6 trillion, where they're going to give people $600 a week for free for 16 weeks. It's not a virus anymore.
We knew
on March 27th. On March 27th, I wanted to sue the state of New Jersey. No lawyer would take the case. He told me I was out of my freaking mind. Okay, and bottom line is, everything that we predicted would happen has happened so far, and they're going to do everything they can do to try to shut down everything again. And if we wrote it down, we knew it was happening. I told him we are not opening up until at least the end of July. This is not about a virus anymore. It's politics. There's no reason to give people free money for 16 weeks. They're trying to make the people that would normally be the toughest fighters. I believe the way these political battles are going on, they're looking to try to go to the socialist, Marxist world, and you do that by actually making everybody weak. You have the higher ups, and then the people at the bottom are weak, and they've weakened the people at the bottom by giving them money. Actually, usually a hungry dog is going to be the one that fights the most.
I do a whole show on that this morning.
Because a hungry dog wants to eat. Straight up, a hungry dog wants to eat. Bottom line is, they try to weaken the middle class by you keep gyms closed, you tell people they can't go to church.
It's a middle-class town. Looks exactly like the neighborhood I grew up in Glendale, New York.
You close down the gyms, you don't let people go to church, you actually weaken them. If they open up the churches full way, and I'm not religious, but I know that people are going to go run into churches, they're going to pray, they're going to talk to each other, they're going to build up their spirits, which builds up their immune system, and they're going to decrease their number.
You would think the one place you wouldn't want to shut down is a gym.
Is a gym.
Wait, I got this question for you. I got a couple more questions. I'm going to bring in one of my friends here. He owns a gym too, but tell me about the F-bomb on CNN. That's the I get most of all with Chris Cuomo. For those of you who missed it, which camera were we looking? So Frank and Ian were on with Chris Cuomo, muscles with the tricep curls on CNN, which is nothing compared to these two guys. And you dropped an F-bomb. That was great. How'd that feel?
Natural.
Yeah, me too.
It fit there, but it's
felt natural to me.
But it's like, I knew nothing about Cuomo. I'm not a political person.
Yeah, good. You don't have to be.
Before we went on there, we sat there and we have to watch the screen where he's bashing Trump and he's blaming Trump.
Yeah.
And I'm not political, but he's blaming Trump for all the increased numbers and all the increased deaths.
That's what
and
he
he's
does.
badgering.
15 minutes straight.
I was told that he's going to try to make us look stupid, and if he realizes he can't make you look stupid, he's going to talk over you. He's going to do whatever he can. He's going to cut you short. So I got my numbers. I got my stats. I can challenge anybody in this country right now on what's going on since day one, since March.
You guys are,
this
listen,
is a job
I've
for
watched,
me.
I do this for a living. You guys are terrific on the air. I told Ian, you guys get to the point, you're professional, you make the case that the safety matters. You guys aren't messing around. You wouldn't let me in before I took the temperature check.
No.
They were like, hey, you got to sign here, you got to take your temperature. Not a joke.
We even do it every day.
No, you guys,
we do it for
the place
ourselves.
is immaculate. You got spray bottles everywhere. The bathroom, you could eat off the darn floors in here.
Don't do that.
Let me, maybe we'll try it out. Anyone got a hero or something?
No.
Hey, one more question I get from my audience a lot. Everybody wants an Attila's shirt. You guys got to do something. You got to start going Nash. I'm not kidding. I got 200-300 emails. You got to get an Attila's shirt. Go like a partnership with a co-packer or whatever.
We need to, because I've been packaging them up myself. And
the
orders are going out very slowly.
We
so
do it with our
anybody who
website.
ordered one, I apologize.
Everybody wants an Attila's. They want an Attila's mug. And then exit question. I'm going to bring in my friend Brian here quick. And then we got to bounce to go get a tattoo. And don't ask me how I get myself
awesome.
into this.
What do you get? What do you get a tattoo of?
Sorry.
What are you getting a tattoo of? Fuck Murphy?
The Ichthys, the Jesus fish on the back. I got to get something small. My wife will divorce me if I don't. But I already kind of know the answer. But seriously, on a very practical note, you guys could get in a lot of trouble here. It's not a joke. I mean, you got the full power of a state and a tyrannical governor after you. How far are you willing to take this?
Till the very end.
To the end. Bottom line is, it's not about opening up a gym. It's about constitutional rights. And if you take them away, what do I need to live for anyway?
That's why I came up here for you guys. I can tell. I don't want to be hyperbolic. This isn't some like Chuck Norris movie, but You know, when you watch people on the air and I've been doing this 10 years, you can see BSers right away. And I said to my wife, man, I go, we got to help these guys. So folks, do me a favor. Their GoFundMe, I'm going to tweet it out, put it on my Parler, and I'm going to put it out on my email list today. It's not enough. These guys are getting absolutely smoked with legal fees. Seriously, however much you think is in there, I promise you it's not enough. It's not mine. I get nothing from it. These guys are terrific. We got to help them out. I'll put the GoFundMe up. Please, whatever, $10, $5, whatever. My name's on there. I gave them $500. I'm joining today. Can I get a membership?
Yeah,
how much is a membership?
$24.
$24 a month.
All right, sign me up. We'll be doing that afterwards. And I need a T-shirt too. But
absolutely.
Seriously, my fans and my audience are with you. I love you guys. I'm hoping to come back, but I'm a little sore. I know you were worried me deadlifting there. I feel good though. But don't worry about it. So thanks again. Can I swap out your seat with my friend Brian
Absolutely.
here quickly?
Thank you.
For a minute?
Absolutely.
Folks, this is my friend Brian Chisholm. He's a delegate, Republican delegate from Maryland, who I've known forever. But like Ian, owns a gym in Maryland. You're going kind of through some of the same stuff. You were kind enough to drive up here today. What do you think of what these guys are doing, and how does it relate to your business, Rockwell, in Severna Park?
First
it's
of all,
funny talking to you like this,
yeah,
by the way.
yeah,
This
yeah.
guy's my friend. Delegate Chisholm. Be all professional now.
True story. So on Sunday, I had the opportunity to be with Dan down in Florida, and he was asking me about the gym and asking me about politics. And before he even mentioned this, I said, hey, before we talk about something, how about these guys in New Jersey? Because they have kind of captivated. I say, Dan, what can I do to help these guys? Because I feel their pain. I said, I walked in here, and immediately you feel the energy of what this place is. I mean, there's an American flag proudly hung back there. They have a salute to all the services. Everybody in here seems to have a positive, high energy kind of feel. And these guys, they stand for what we believe in. All they're trying to do is help other people improve their health. So if we are going to take on a virus, I mean, really, you want strong lungs, you want a strong heart, and these guys are producing that type of outcome for everybody in here. So my heart went out to him. The first time I saw him.
I know it did, because we were eating at a restaurant, and honestly, man, I swear, he's in Maryland. He's a good 2 hours away. He's like, well, how can I help? And he texted me. He's like, you want me to drive up? I'm like, if you want. I'm like, absolutely, man. I'm like, we got to rep these guys, man. And I think that's the thing. I think you both agree. I'll get your take on it, though, Ian and Brian. Kind of an exit question. We got to bounce, but we can't leave our friends out there alone.
That's right.
I mean, the thing, the state, and you're a delegate. You know better than anyone, but Ian, you first. The state has endless money because it's not theirs. You're just one person, and the only way we can fight back is when listeners, this greatest audience in the world, the Fox audience that's come through for you, come together, keep your story in the media, number one.
That's
come through with financial support and show up, right? I mean,
yes. The biggest weapon we've had by far is that people care, and people care more and more every day. And people always call in and ask how they can help, and that in addition to donating, what can they do? The biggest thing to do is just share the story.
I'm laughing because when I texted you, I'm like, listen, I don't want to cause you any trouble, but can I come up and work out, do whatever? You were like, F yeah, bro, come on up!
Yeah.
Exclamation point!
Absolutely, and we'll have you anytime.
Thanks, man.
It's been an honor, and we thank you for the support, because for every time you mention us, it gets out in front of more and more people, and it just spider webs, and we're snowballing. So we're gonna roll all the way down to round 12, and we'll steamroll.
I'm with you,
through.
brother. And Brian, I said on my Parler account this morning, I couldn't think of anything to say. I said, working out at the Tillers, I put Patriots Unite, like we're the freaking Avengers or something. But wouldn't you agree, man? It's collective power in us, too.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Matter of fact, and I'm sure Ian had the same experience, we started to have everybody from this industry starting to reach out to me. How do we work together? How do we put procedures and protocols in place? Because we're being targeted, we're being taken out by local
Give
government.
your gym a shout out, Rockwell Fitness, Severna Park, Maryland.
So I became, the mouthpiece as Rockwell Fitness owner, but also as a local delegate to try to help. And it was frustrating for me as a local delegate. Obviously, I'm in a huge minority in Maryland, but I felt like we needed to band together. We're a brotherhood. All of us are in the same boat. We need to fight.
You know what's interesting, too? A good point. We were talking in a restaurant. I said to him, I go, well, you're a delegate in Maryland. Like, if they probably don't mess with you, he goes, they don't treat me any different, brother.
Yeah.
They're coming after me. And that's the thing, man. That's why we need
political warfare.
Political warfare. It's
and,
sad.
Before this all started, you always hear about, if you stand up, you can make a difference. And I never realized when you stand up with conviction and you stand up for what you truly believe in, how many people will stand up with you? And that's what it's all about. It's these people run off of fear. They want you to be afraid of their power. They want you to be afraid of the consequences that they're going to bring upon you. But if you just stand up, it's a house of cards. It really is, because we outnumber them greatly.
They can't come after us all.
And that's the biggest thing that people need to realize is they're standing on a house of cards, and it looks powerful, it looks mean, it looks scary, but they can't stop us all. Especially when we're doing the right thing. We're not criminals. We're not bad people. We're good, honest Americans standing up for what this country is all about, and that's life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Brother, you're
Amen.
a patriot. Brian, thank you. Frank, thank you very much. Folks, going to take a quick break. Next time I see you, through the magic of television, and thank you, producer Joe and Drew. By the way, we will be in North Carolina, where yes, I'm actually getting a tattoo. I told the guy I'd do a tattoo. Did my deadlifts, did my chins, did my dips.
The man of his word.
Listen, I'm not messing around. I texted him. I told him I was coming up. We'll see you at the next stop. Thanks for tuning in. We have 2 more sponsors today that were kind enough to sponsor the show. And again, when we're done, you'll see us down in North Carolina through the magic of Paula, Drew, and Joe's fantastic production. Today's show also brought to you by our good friends at ExpressVPN. Listen, the left wants to silence you and remove any voices they don't agree with. Social media companies, we were supposed to be open platforms, but they don't do that. They're content moderators, just like the New York Times. So instead of letting social media sites revoke your right to free speech, how about revoking their right to your data? You didn't think of that, right? Now you could just deactivate all your social media accounts. You could do that, but why would you do that? That's what they want. Instead, use ExpressVPN. You ever wonder how free to access sites like Facebook make their money? They do it by tracking your searches, video history, and everything you click on, and then selling all of your valuable data. When you use ExpressVPN, you anonymize much of your online presence by hiding your IP address. That makes your activity more difficult to trace and sell to advertisers. ExpressVPN couldn't be easier to set up. I set it up. I'm not that technologically savvy. I talk about it all the time. Just tap one button on your phone or computer and you're protected. ExpressVPN also encrypts 100% of your data to protect you from hackers and internet bad guys. It's finally time to say no to censorship and take back your online privacy at expressvpn.com/Bongino. By visiting my special link, you'll get an extra 3 months of ExpressVPN service for free. That's expressvpn.com/Bongino. expressvpn.com/Bongino. Protect your data from prying eyes today. All right, our final sponsor of the day. We appreciate your patience. These are great sponsors helping us. Teeter, what better day after getting out of a workout at Tilla's to have a teeter. Ladies and gentlemen, with a teeter inversion table, you use gravity and your own body weight to decompress your spine and relieve pressure on your discs and the surrounding nerves. I decompress on a teeter inversion table for a few minutes a day. Just turn upside down. It's super easy to use. Lock your ankles, and it helps me with my back pain and my horrendous shoulder pain you have to listen to me complain about all the time. I do it twice a day. I feel like a new man when I get off it. I get a little teeter high. It wakes me right up. I use it in the morning. I use it after the workouts. I've done my homework. It's the best inversion table on the market. Even if you don't have back pain, use it now. Use it now to prevent back pain. Over 3 million people have put their trust in Teeter. They're the best known name in inversion tables since 1981. For a limited time, you can get Teeter's new upgraded model of the inversion table, the Teeter Fit Spine, with bonus accessories, Stretch Max handles, and an easy reach ankle system, plus a free inversion program mat for the ultimate inversion experience. Teeter inversion tables have thousands of reviews on Amazon. They're terrific. I love mine. They're rated 4.9 stars, and with this deal, you get $150 off when you go to teeter.com/Dan. You'll get free shipping, free returns, and a 60-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk for you to try it out. Remember, you can only get the new Teeter Fit Spine inversion table plus a free inversion program mat by going to Teeter, teeter.com/Dan. That's teeter.com/Dan. Now to North Carolina. All right, welcome back to the Dan Bongino Show by the magic of TV in North Carolina. It was amazing just a second ago we're in New Jersey.
Yeah,
well, we had a
right?
commercial break in between, so maybe a minute or so ago. So, Jax, you were the first guy I saw. I saw the Attila's guys, Jim, actually after you. You're down here. We're in Apex, North Carolina. My father lives in the town over. I'm watching on a weekend. You know, we had this coronavirus, and you got to feed your family, man. It's your business. And you had some simple questions, like if everyone else is open, why can't I get open and feed my family? You took all the proper safety, security, had a mask on. You came in, you opened your business, and I saw you getting waltzed out of here in handcuffs. I couldn't believe it. What's happened since then?
Well, I mean, we are stuck in phase 2 It's part of phase 1 and part of phase 3. We got so many phases here. We don't know what to do with them, but I don't know how. But we were able to open up, and we're back in business. Nothing's changed. We were doing everything that we're doing now before we shut down.
Now you knew when you opened up your business you were gonna get locked up, and you did it anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't want to put the mark on Apex by any means, at all. But I'm my father's son.
Yeah, and you got to. This is your business, man. It's your livelihood.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, if you were put out of business, and I can be sarcastic and funny on the show sometimes. We mess around, but if you were put out of business for 3-4 months, you'd be finished, right?
Yeah, I mean, it took me 8 years to establish it and get it to good standing, enough to build enough credit to buy a house that I just bought in January. So if you can imagine buying a house in January and then by March you're risking losing what I just spent, working 8 hours as an industrial dye technician, then coming here for 8 to 10 hours. I went 2-3 years with 4 hours of sleep a night, man.
Yeah.
And if you can imagine, like, there's 2 ways you get a business. Either you bust your rear end or you go get a loan just like a college loan and pay it off slowly.
And you were one of the top tattoo shops around here before this whole thing.
We were the number one in the state.
No kidding.
Oh, yeah.
Did you think I was messing with you when I called you and said I was coming down here to get a tattoo?
Yeah, you know what? I thought about
Drew, is this where we run the B-roll? Drew, insert B-roll here. Mark. You thought I was messing with you, right?
I mean, I was debating on whether to hurt you for crashing my website.
Did I? Did I mess with you? I know. I told Paul, we better warn him. My wife, my dad's behind the camera. He lives over there, and I called him up, and I said, Dad, you know Apex? He's like, Apex? That's a town over. It's like 5 minutes. He lives over in Cary. I said, tell you what, I'm going to drive up. Then I said, screw this driving. I'm just going to go to Attila's first, get a workout, and come down here. But business has been okay since then. Yeah. Morton, my audience wanted to know ever since our interview. You're one of the few guys I've ever interviewed during my actual show. I have an interview show later. But have they kind of left you alone since then? You've been allowed to operate?
Oh, man, your fans have kept us alive.
They're amazing.
You got so many fans in Atlanta. I mean, people from Germany, France.
No way.
Australia.
They're awesome, aren't they?
All of them. And I just literally put an American flag on a Russian guy because of you.
No kidding.
I'm not lying to you.
I told the Attila's guys this. I'm going to tell you this because we got a bolt, but you need to set up a T-shirt shop. You know how many questions we get? Can I buy Jackson's T-shirt? Good. Sell some. I'm going to put that out there.
So it's unaltered 1776.myshopify.com.
We got to put the link up for you. We got to sell you some T-shirts, man.
It's been rough outsourcing anything with the COVID. So.
By the way, you're a talented tattoo guy. I got these when I was, 20 years ago. Yeah. They hurt like a mofo.
Yeah.
I can't say. I was a family friend. That was all right.
Well, and this is family business. And my daughter's standing right off camera. She's days away from being
got the best hair I've ever seen.
Guess who did
Show us your hair. Come on, Karen. Come on. You got to
quick.
Come over here by me.
Now, guess
it's the greatest hair ever. Look at this one right here. Look at the Drew. We got it. Come on. It's the greatest hair. I'm not kidding. I love that. Thank you. Who?
Me.
That's it.
I'm the hairstylist in the family too.
You did a great job. I love it.
So
that's the coolest color hair ever. It's like got some orange, some yellow in it.
Yeah, it's like
Listen, I'm glad to hear the business is going well. Thanks for doing the tat here.
Hey, thanks for what you do.
Folks, thank you so much for tuning into the show. It's important. We all have to fight the good fight, and we've got to back up people who are fighting the good fight for us. We got to show up. The time for sitting on the sidelines is over. I know you figured that out a long time ago. We got to get in the fight. Can't watch the boxing match anymore. We all got to jump in the ring. I appreciate you watching the show today and supporting these businesses. There are folks out there who are really hurting. Find a business near you. We can do the same thing. Maybe we'll do it again. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you all on Monday.
You just heard Dan Bongino.